Bob, Christmas and Christmas Eve in Washington isn't too much different from Christmas in Michigan, except that in the nation's capital on this Christmas we have no snow, and the weather, I'm sure, is a bit warmer than in our own state. However, Michigan has made a very great contribution to Christmas in the nation's capital. As you all know, the state of Michigan sent a very beautiful Christmas tree to the President, and this tree is now on the White House lawn. It is about 65 feet tall. It has around 2,100 beautiful lights on it, which are lighted every night. It weighed about a ton, and it is surrounded by a number of very beautiful lighted Christmas trees, which makes a gorgeous sight on the White House lawn. Now, even though we are going to have a very major political problem in the next session of the Congress, because there are some very vast differences of opinion in the Congress between Democrats and Republicans, I think if all of us will approach the problems of legislation for the benefit of the nation with the spirit of good Christmas, Santa Claus, then I am positive and certain that our problems, whether they be domestic or international, can be adequately solved for the benefit of all mankind. And on this Christmas Eve, I want everybody in Michigan to have a note of Merry Christmas from all of the Ford family. Actually, the spirit of Christmas, the story of Bethlehem, the newly born babe, and the star, is one which can unite us all and can be a guidance to us in the months and years ahead. And regardless of our political faith, we can join together in seeking a more secure, a more prosperous, and a better America and the world. The guiding light, of course, is peace on earth forevermore.
Hey, good evening, everybody. This is John Spalding from G1NBC Cuyahoga County. That was Representative and former President Gerald Ford with his Christmas message to his Michigan constituents. I think it was back in 1955. I put the link in the description. It's from the Gerald Ford Library. And the reason I used that video opening, well, I think there's really three reasons. One is G1NBC has close ties to Michigan. Obviously, it was founded there. Two is our Advent theme for today is a White House presidential-based theme, and it was a cool public domain Christmas video. So you got to see Gerald Ford and give a message to his constituents in 1955. And honestly, if you look at our political climate, they could use some holiday cheer and some bipartisanship, because there's some crazy stuff going on. We'll just leave it at that. But let's get into it. So thanks for joining, and if you're watching later and you see this as a recording and you like it, share it with your friends, because we will be broadcasting live. I'll be broadcasting live through December 24th, showing you a different public domain video each day. And then on Christmas, we're going to run our playlist on our channel. So thanks for tuning in, and let's get right to it. I think you're going to enjoy today for odd reasons. But the Advent calendar again for December 8th. Remember, this Advent calendar is created by the Unitarian Universalist Association and is available under a Creative Commons license. Thank you to Ralph Yeager Roberts for making this awesome countdown. and also to the Unitarian Universalist Association for helping him put this together and keeping it on your site. I put a link to that, everyone on there, so you can check down, or you can check out their Advent countdown. Let's get right into today's. So today's, as you can see, is the first Christmas tree in the Blue Room. So President William Howard Taft in 1912 was a dedicated Unitarian, and his daughter Helen arranged to have a Christmas tree in the White House Blue Room, the first of what has since become a tradition. And Helen got her master's in history at 26 and was made a dean, and soon after the president of Bryn Mawr College. So as you can see from the New York Times article that I posted in here as well, with the President and Mrs. Taft at Panama, their son and daughter established a new precedent at the White House in the way of a Christmas party tonight. A large and gracefully proportioned fir tree had been placed in the Blue Room, which in all White House history has never been known a decoration of this kind. And then I put in the link for the actual snippet to the New York Times in the description. And I put in a couple pictures. These pictures are from, I wrote down the dates, and now I can't find them. So anyway, various pictures in there, and I put the link into all those pictures. Those are under the Wikimedia Commons, but you can see some of the different progressions of the Christmas tree in the Blue Room. So again, thanks for being here, and let's get into today's movie. So today's movie for day number 8 is Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. Director Nicholas Webster. Writers were Glenville Marath did the screenplay. Paul L. Jacobson did the story. It stars John Call, Leonard Hicks, Vincent Beck, and the uploader. So this film is actually owned by Studio Canal. This film is public domain in the United States of America, but it might not be public domain in the rest of the world. So if you are checking in or you are watching this and you're not from America, then you'll want to shut it off, or you'll want to live dangerously and play by the rules of your country as to whether or not you think you can get away with watching it. But also know that you can get this online from the Internet Archive, which is where I found it, and I appreciate them. So if you guys have any extra funds and are feeling generous during the holidays, make sure that you're checking out the Internet Archive, the Wikimedia Commons, and Creative Commons, and all the people like that that are taking public domain work and other people's creative ideas and helping transform the world one piece of media at a time. So this, you guys, is a treat. It is voted in, I think, the bottom 10 of worst movies of all time, but it is a interesting blend of science fiction, Christmas cheer, and a storyline of children not having presents at Christmas. So without further ado, let's check out Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, and I will be back in about an hour and 15 minutes to close out.
Hooray for Santa Claus! Hooray for him, but jumping Jiminy! He can climb that heavy chimney. When we hear sleigh bells ring, our hearts go ting-a-ling, 'cause there'll be presents under the tree. Hooray for Santa Claus! Now all year long at the North Pole, he's busy making toys
time, station KID-TV brings you the special event of the year, a first in television history. At this very moment, KID-TV has standing by a television crew at Santa Claus Workshop. And in just a few seconds, our special correspondent, Andy Henderson, will bring you a person-to-person interview with Santa Claus himself direct from the North Pole, where at the moment, the temperature is 91 degrees below zero. And now KID-TV takes you via Telstar, Andy Henderson at the North Pole.
Hi, kids. This is Andy Henderson at the North Pole. Ooh, it's cold up here. From this spot, there's only one direction you can go, and that's south. Living up here is pretty rough. I don't see how Santa stands it. Since we've been here, we've eaten nothing but frozen food. At least that's the way it is by the time we get it. And now, let's take a look-see into Santa's workshop. Hello again. Boys and girls, it's just weeks before Christmas, and Santa and his helpers are working overtime to make sure that there's enough toys for the kids all over the world. Santa's a pretty busy man, but I'm sure he'd like to say a few words to you kids. Hello, Santa.
Oh, hello, son. Oh, hello, boys and girls. Hey, oh, it's Andy. You caught me at a very busy time.
Well, do you think you'll be ready by Christmas Eve?
Well, we've never disappointed the kids yet.
Tell me, is it true that this year there's a rumor that you're going to use a rocket sled?
No, sirree. We're going out the good old-fashioned way with my reindeer. Prancer and Dancer and Dunder and Blitzen and Vixen and Nixon. Nixon, what? I always con-son it. I get those names mixed up, but the kids know their names.
Santa, there you are. We have so much to do, and you stand here dawdling, talking to this visitor.
Mr. Anderson, this is Mrs. Claus. We're on television.
How do you do, Mr. Anderson?
Ma'am?
Now, I want you to go and finish painting those hobby horses. Television? Did you say we're on television? Oh, dear. Oh, why didn't you tell me? Oh, my hair's a mess. Hello there.
Come along, Mr. Anderson, and I'll show you some of the new toys we're turning out. How's it going, Winky?
Everything is A-okay, Santa.
Good man. Winky is in charge of our space department. Now here is the latest toy rocket. It runs on real rocket fuel.
Really?
Oh.
I've been wondering, what is this strange little creature over here?
Winky made that. That's his idea of a Martian.
A Martian? Wowie, wow. I'd hate to meet a creature like that on a dark night.
Oh.
I wonder if there really are people on Mars.
Well, who knows?
Well, if there are, I hope they have someone like you up there, Santa, to bring joy and good cheer to all the Martian children.
Oh, Mr. Anderson. Keep going, Winky. Christmas Eve is coming soon. Now, Mr. Anderson, I want to show you some more things. Now,
Droppo! Droppo, you lazy good-for-nothing, where are you? Droppo. Droppo, wake up! Wake up!
Dashing through the snow in one horse open sleigh.
Stand up!
Turn off that decorator!
Stand up! Stand up! Stand up! Stand up!
I'm sorry, Chief Keemar, sir.
Droppo, you are the laziest man on Mars. Why are you sleeping during working hours?
I wasn't sleeping, Chief. It's just that I haven't been able to sleep these last few nights. I forgot how. So I was just practicing.
Well, I suggest you practice doing your work. Where's Lady Momar?
Oh, she went to the food pill center to get some new food pills. The children haven't been eating well. No appetite at all.
It's no wonder. They sit in front of the video set all day watching those ridiculous Earth programs. It confuses them. Where are they?
Oh, and they're watching Earth programs.
Say, Santa, what have we here?
These are new dolls. Now, this little doll walks, talks, cries, and she even sings.
Almost like a real, live little girl.
That she is, sir. That she is. All she needs is tender, loving care.
Gilmar, what is a doll? I don't know, Gilmar. What is tender, loving care? I don't know either.
Bomar, Gilmar. I told you not to watch those silly Earth programs. Now go to sleep.
Must we go to sleep now, Father? I want to see Santa Claus some more. I want to see more toys.
No, go to sleep.
Hello, Droppo. I see you're keeping busy.
Oh, I've been working very hard, Lady Mulbar. I've been vacuuming the room.
Good. Is the master here?
Oh, he's in there. And Kimar's very angry, too.
Kimar, I bought some new food pills. I hope the children will eat these. We have hamburger, buttered asparagus, mashed potatoes, and a special treat for them. Chocolate layer cake pills.
Momar, I'm worried about our children.
So am I. They've hardly eaten a thing in 3 days.
It goes deeper than that. They're behaving strangely. They appear to be troubled. They don't care to sleep. I had to use the sleep spray on them again. I mentioned this to my council chiefs today, and I learned it's the same with children all around the planet, in every district. Something is happening to the children of Mars.
Kimar, as leader of the Martians, you must do something about it.
I know. But what?
Why don't you go to the forest and see Chochim, the Ancient One? He'll know what to do. He's never failed you.
You speak wisely. I will go. Attention, council chiefs. Please report.
Lomas reporting.
Ricknow reporting.
Hargo here.
Boldar? Boldar, please report.
Boldar reporting.
Gentlemen of the council, we will meet immediately at Chochim's chair in Thunder Forest.
What's wrong now, Kima?
I don't know, Voldar, but I mean to find out.
He should be here any moment.
What's this all about?
We'll find out when Kimar arrives. We are probably going to seek the advice of Chochim.
What does Kimar think we are? A kindergarten class? Can't we make our own decisions? Must we always come crawling to that doddering old man?
Chochim is 800 years old. You can't dismiss the wisdom of centuries.
I can.
Gentlemen, thank you for coming. Chochim? Chochim, are you here? Ancient One of Mars, I call upon you. Chochim, it is I, Kimar, and the council chiefs. We need you, Chochim.
You called me, Kimar?
We need your advice, Joachim. Something is wrong with our children. They eat not, they sleep not. Their only interest is watching meaningless Earth programs on the video.
What time of year is it now?
It is the middle of September.
No, not here. I mean on Earth. Ah, yes. It is early December on Earth. Close to the time of the Christmas. That explains it.
What is a Christmas?
It is an occasion for great joy and peace on the planet Earth. And for children, it is also a time of anticipation as they await the arrival of Santa Claus and his gifts.
Bah! What nonsense.
What has this to do with our children, Ancient One?
We have no children on Mars. They have children's bodies, but with adult minds. They do not have a childhood. I've seen this coming for centuries. They are born. Our electronic teaching machines are attached to their brains while they are in their cradles. Information is fed into their minds in a constant stream. And by the time they can walk, they are adults. They've never played. They've never learned to have fun. And now they are rebelling.
What do you advise?
The children must be allowed to be children again. They must learn to play. They must learn what it means to have fun. We need a Santa Claus on Mars.
Santa Claus on Mars? Will we get a Santa Claus?
There's only one Santa Claus, and he's on Earth.
Well, I guess that takes care of that. Didn't I tell you it was a foolish idea to seek advice from that old man?
This is a serious matter, Voldar, and desperate problems require desperate deeds. Earth has had Santa Claus long enough. We will bring him to Mars.
I'm against it. Our children are fine the way they are. I don't want any Santa Claus bringing them toys and games. They'll start playing and laughing and running underfoot. They'll become a nuisance.
I've made my decision. We leave for Earth tonight. Rigna, Lomos, prepare spaceship number 1. Approaching projected Earth orbit. Fire! Portside rockets, number 1 and number 2.
Portside rockets, number 1 and number 2. Fired.
Entering Earth orbit. All right, Voldar. Now to find Santa Claus. Turn on your magnascope to 3rd power. We're over a city of some kind.
So that's what the Earth people call a city, eh? How primitive. Look at all those buildings above ground. Why, we could destroy that city with one blast of our Q-ray.
We've not come here to destroy anyone. Our only purpose is to bring Santa Claus back to Mars. Turn to fifth power. Let's see if we can locate Santa Claus. He wears a red suit, trimmed with white fur, and he has a long white beard.
But there are millions of people down there. It's like looking for a speck of space dust in a comic's tail. Wait a minute. I see him. I see Santa Claus.
I see him too.
He's standing on the corner ringing a bell.
No, he's not. He's standing near the entrance of a large building next to a large black kettle.
He's standing on the corner, Kima. Wait a minute. I see another one.
Well, there are hundreds of Santa Clauses down there.
Are we going to bring them all back with us to Mars?
Just one. And with so many, they won't miss one. Prepare for landing on next orbit.
We interrupt our program with a special bulletin. An unidentified object has been spotted in orbit around the Earth. The Soviet Union denies it has launched any new space satellites. Our radar stations are tracking the spaceship, or whatever it is. The U.S. Air Force has alerted all defense commands and retaliatory units. Stay tuned for further bulletins.
Sir, Earth radar beams are bouncing off our ship.
Well, it certainly took them long enough.
Hold on. Turn on the radar shield.
Misfunctioning of radar shield.
Rigner, check the radar box.
Radar shield functioning. What was wrong, Rigner?
A slight case of Droppo.
Oh, hi, Chief.
What are you doing here, Droppo?
Well, Chief, I went to the launching pad so I could say goodbye to you, and I remembered. I've never been to Earth, so I thought I wanted to...
I may leave you there in place of Santa Claus. Now get below. I'll deal with you later. Droppo, get below quickly.
Yes, Chief. I'm sorry.
Prepare to land. We'll set down in that field near the lake.
Rocket silencers set.
Rotor rockets number 1 and 2, fire. All this trouble over a fat little man in a red suit.
Here is another UFO bulletin. The Defense Department has just announced that the unidentified flying object has suddenly disappeared from our radar screens. They believe the object has either disintegrated in space, or it may be a spaceship from some other planet which has the ability to nullify our radar beams. Because of the ominous situation, the President has ordered the Strategic Air Command into action.
Retro rockets number 5 and 6.
Retro rockets 5 and 6, fire.
Lower landing legs.
Landing legs lowered.
Attention, crew. This is Kemar. When we've landed, Rigna, Voldar, and I will leave the ship to investigate. Hargo, Lomas, and Drapo will stay on board on constant alert for immediate blast-off.
The Defense Department believes that the object spotted on our radar screens might have been nothing more than a meteor which burned up when it entered our atmosphere. Professor Werner von Green, our leading space expert, is still convinced it was a Martian spaceship. Stay tuned for further bulletins.
Billy, what does a Martian look like?
I don't know. Nobody's ever seen one.
I don't believe there are any Martians.
You don't, huh? What would you do if a Martian walked right up behind you?
I'd scream.
Oh, stop it, Betty, I'm trying to sleep.
I see a Martian.
Boy, you and your imagination. Come on, let's go home. Who are you?
We're from Mars. Don't be afraid. We have children just like you on Mars.
What are those funny things sticking out of your head?
Those are our antennae.
Are you a television set?
Stupid question. Is this what you want to do to our children on Mars? Turn them into nincompoops like these?
Hold your tongue, Voldar. What's your name, little boy?
Billy. Billy Foster, sir. And this is my sister, Betty.
Perhaps you can help us, Billy. We're looking for one of your Santa Clauses.
There's only one Santa Claus.
We've seen many of them in your cities.
Oh, those are his helpers. There's only one real Santa Claus, and he's in his workshop up at the North Pole.
That's what we came here to find out. Let's go.
Come on, you two.
Let me go! Where are you taking us?
Leave them alone, Voldar.
What? And leave them here to inform the authorities?
He's right, Kemar. We better take them along with us to the North Pole.
Very well. Come along.
This morning, 2 children disappeared mysteriously from the vicinity of Welch Lake. The police have found no clues, and it seems as though Billy and Betty Foster have simply vanished into thin air. This appears to be a day when everything is vanishing into thin air. Local police are continuing their search for the missing children. The armed forces are continuing their search for the mysterious object from space.
All right, Billy and Betty. Nobody's here. Come on in.
Golly!
Now, I'm not supposed to bring you here. The chief's going to be awful mad if he finds us.
Boy, wait till the kids at home find it. I was in a real Martian spaceship.
Now, no, don't touch anything. Now, here. That's the anti-gravity generator. And these are the retro rockets.
Does this light up?
Only when radar waves are bouncing off our ship. Then we put up this radar screen, then nobody can find us in space.
Boy, that's pretty sharp.
Yeah.
What's this, Drapo?
Oh, that's the elevator signal. That light starts flashing when somebody's coming up from the navigation deck. Oh.
Somebody's coming up. You better get out of here.
No, there's no time for that. Oh, I'm in trouble. Well, let's hide. Here. Go there. Gee, here.
Thinking of taking another nap in the radar box, Drapo?
No, sir. As a matter of fact, I was just looking in there to remind myself never to hide in there again.
I bet.
No.
Approaching North Pole.
I can see Santa Claus' workshop. I prepare for landing. Hargo, set the rocket silencers. Drapo, sir. You stay aboard and guard those children. They must not leave the ship now.
Now or ever.
What do you mean, Voldar?
If we take them with us to Mars, Santa's disappearance will remain a mystery. No one on Earth will ever know that Santa Claus was kidnapped by Martians.
Perhaps you're right. Dropper.
Yes, sir.
Get back to those children and don't let them out of your sight. Understand?
Yes, sir, I understand. I'll keep an eye on them.
We've landed. Secure the ship. Lomas, you remain on guard and have the ship ready for immediate blast-off. Rigna, Hargo, Voldar, you'll accompany me. Come. We'll activate Torg.
Torg? To capture a roly-poly little man like Santa Claus? We don't need Torg.
We won't take any chances. Come. Nothing could stop Torg.
Dang it. Hey everybody. Looks like YouTube is blocking the video for some reason. I don't know why. I'll have to check that out. It is a public domain movie in the United States. So, but it's not a public domain movie in other places, so maybe it has something to do with broadcasting it over the internet. But I'll check into it. It looks like they've turned the channel back on, so I don't know. I don't know what the issue was. We'll see on the flip side if that's a reason. I might turn it back on and see if they turn it back off. We'll see.
Hooray for Santa Claus! Hooray for him, but jumping chimney! He can climb that any chimney. When we hear sleigh bells ring, our hearts go ting-a-ling, 'cause there'll be presents under the tree. Hooray for Santa Claus! Now all year long at the North Pole, he's busy making toys, but he knows just
what tomorrow is going to look like, and I'm going to look more into this, and then I'll rebroadcast this whole episode if after I look into it and see what happened. So regardless, tomorrow morning we're going to do Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and I'm going to look into this issue here with Santa Claus versus the Martians and see what happened, why YouTube shut it down. I think they shut it down preemptively. We don't have enough viewers right now that they would do it otherwise, but that movie, YouTube, is public domain for the United States, and I'm a United States broadcaster, so contact me and talk to me about this situation, because I did a disclaimer already. So anyway, John Spalding, G1NBC, Cuyahoga County. We tried to screen Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. YouTube stopped the stream. I'll look into it from them later, and if I have a chance, I will come back and rebroadcast this full episode so you guys can see it. So thanks for tuning in. Please share the playlist that's in the description with your friends and family. And I will see you tomorrow morning for the 1964 animated version of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Thanks again. For our promotional sponsor, S&G Endeavors, helping organizations take action for all your strategic planning, organizational development, and 21st century collaboration needs. Make sure you check out www.sgendeavors.com. Thanks, everyone, and have a great evening. I'll see you tomorrow morning.